Welcome everybody. Today we are going to talk about the top 5 dices with a single buff can make them meta. So there are a few dices there, they're like not their worst or not their best, but they haven't been meta before or are close to meta. But with that single buff and they can be in the PvP meta, that will change up the meta and will be more interesting. So in the fifth place, I have a dice. At the beginning of the game, I was like, this dice is very good. Then I look up the stats and I was like, bruh, this dice is bad. So what dice I'm talking about? I'm talking about the crack dice. So in every other MMORPG game I'm playing, I know it's different genre, but if you have defense break on a unit, it does not defense break for like here 4%. It does defense break for 50%. I know this sounds insane, but if they do something like that, crack dice would be meta. That with that buff, I know it's a huge buff from 4% going up to 50%, even to bosses 50%. And I know in the other games you have the resistance check, but this game you don't have it. But still, that will, if they change that to a higher rate, I don't mean like 5% higher. It needs to be in the 50% or 30 or 40. It needs in this higher percent to make this dice meta, and that will enable players maybe taking this dice over Blizzard dice because the dice are easier to kill. Yeah, I think this buff, it sounds insane, but it can change the meta. Coming to the next dice, and it's also another not legendary dice. It's another unique dice. It's a death dice. So what do you think? You got hell dice, but think about it. When they change the death rate and the attack speed of this dice, you won't use hell dice. I don't think. I think this should be on the fifth place because this won't make a big impact like crack dice. I don't think we're going to rate them at any. I'll just put them at one level because otherwise I'm looking now they'll be that crazy. So increasing the attack speed, increasing the death rate, maybe a little bit more attack power, and changing the attack to first target. I know this sounds like total rework of this dice, but with this can make it a little bit more meta. Not top meta, but in lower meta. And people will actually use the death dice. Yeah. So the third place or the third one in the list, it's also one of my other videos. I would say Stardust. So what I was thinking, like, if you hear me out, you will be like, "Whoa, this is insane." So what I'm thinking of is a complete rework of the Stardust. So instead of having those stars, that obstacle where you need to put a certain star, it activates differently. What I'm trying to activate, it's like you need only 3 stars with the same dot number to activate the star dice, or maybe 4 with the same dot number on the field, then it activates. So you think like it's like, yeah, it sounds, now when I'm saying it out loud, it sounds like solar dice. Still, this would be insane. That would be more controllable. It would be more useful in PvP. I know it's similar to, it sounds like solar dice, but yeah. Still, this mechanic is still better than having those obstacle and you have to place a star there and there, and you need a full star field, and the night comes and destroys the field. With that, you have more control about your dice. But that's not similar to solar because you need the same dot numbers. So it's different. Same, but different. Yeah. Maybe not 4. 3 with the same dot number seems more reasonable when I think about it. 3, yeah. Yeah. So maybe this will make Star usable in PvP and co-op, and yeah, maybe even crew battle. Yeah. So coming to the second place, I think this would be normally the fifth place. Is laser dice. So we're going to look up at laser dice. So laser dice is already strong. The only small buff I would say for laser dice is maybe a little bit. I don't think attack. I just make it faster. Okay, just make the attack speeds faster, and it will be higher. It's right now in the middle, upper middle dice, but with a little bit more buff, it can be meta worthy. They have already changed the laser dice as that buff. What they did in the past, it was very good. They changed the laser dice, but it kind of feel a little bit slow. So, but the laser is very strong. Looking at those numbers, yeah. And coming to my first place, I already said in my last video. Wait, let me go down to that dice. The supplement. I'm still thinking of that idea. When you merge them, instead of going one dot number higher, go two dot number higher. That will make supplement maybe more interesting to use over growth. Maybe some players will say they play both, or they play either of them. So, if for players mostly complain they don't have the I heard in my community from class 9 to 12 they say they don't have growth, they have every other dice, and they can't progress because every time when they face off a growth player they lose. So with buffing the supplement dice, so there are two dices there that can be game changing for many players. So that are my top 5 dices with a buff can be the new meta in PvP. Anyway, that's it for my video. Thanks for watching and bye.